So, you guys remember how during my Tress of the Emerald Sea review, I was supposed to be getting a big old box, and then I opened the wrong box, embarrassingly? I just got sent the right box, and I'll be doing an unboxing of this next week, so stay tuned for that, Cosmere fans. But for now, back to the news. There's a lot of fragile stickers on that, and I was not very fragile with it. Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Green, and today I'm in a great mood, y'all, and I can't wait to bring you the news stories of the day. Starting with the fact that we got an update from Rebecca Kwong, the author of The Poppy War. Self-promo plug to the breakdown of that series, I just did. But she received one of her two personal copies of the upcoming special edition release of her book from Subterranean Press, and for the benefit of those who have been affected by the earthquakes over in Syria and Turkey, she's actually going to be auctioning off one of those two copies. If you'd like to participate, of course, link down below. But from there, I'm going to get into some comic news, because Sandman is getting a new special release that comes with some interesting swag. Swag meaning stuff we all get, not 2000s cool hips slang, dude. But this Sandman release is notable not just for the crazy mask it comes from made of resin and the $500 price tag, but for the fact that it also includes a new Sandman dream set story from the author Neil Gaiman himself. I do like, from the images we can see, these special editions of Sandman, and to be perfectly honest, $500 for this many comics, I understand is not that insane of a price, especially if it's coming with a cool piece of swag like this helm. The problem is, I would not ever put that helmet on my bookshelf. Sorry, it's just not my personal taste. I like things to not hang off. But on top of that, because there's this resin helm in the promo images, I wasn't able to find one shot of just the comics showing me how those leather bounds are going to look. God damn it! I get it's attention getting, but you can't even wear it over your head. I care more about the books. Big fucking surprise. We're gonna move on from there though over to some Michael J. Sullivan news, because if you're a fan of the Rhyria Revelations, you might want to go ahead and check out this Kickstarter by the same author, because the final book in the Rise and Fall series that Michael J. Sullivan has been working on for quite some time has already cracked $250,000, and in the wake of Sanderson's record-breaking $40 million Kickstarter campaign, we've seen a lot of authors enter into this space, and this seems to be one of the best examples of that follow-up. Michael J. Sullivan and whatever team he's working with have put together a really impressive Kickstarter, so if you're a Rhyria Revelations or Michael J. Sullivan or Rise and Fall fan, go ahead and check it out. And then alright, I'll talk about it, because we have seen the Rivendell Lego set drop for the whopping price tag of $500 or euros. Yeah, this is an impressive set with well over 6,000 pieces. My god! But for that much money, I need Helm's Deep or Minas Tirith. I would even take Minas Morgul over Rivendell. It's a really great looking set. I also just have cats, and if I spent $500 on that, I'd be spending $500 for them to eat a tiny piece and throw it up. And it'll be released March 8th of this year, though you can't place a pre-order. And in some additional Tolkien and actually C.S. Lewis news, it seems we are getting a limited series based off the two's lives, brought to us by Roarlight Studios. And you're probably wondering why you haven't heard of this being marketed and plastered everywhere. Well, it's because Roarlight Studios is a faith-based production company that probably is going to be marketing only to a specific audience. This is kind of an immediate turnoff for me, but there is like a 5% chance that if this turns into an interesting study in the differences between these two men's faith, then suddenly I am very interested in seeing that accurately explored. So I'll keep an eye on it and possibly watch it for you all to let you know what they've put out after they're done telling the story of Tolkien and Lewis's friendship with their faith at the center of their narrative. It's going to be interesting one way or the other, I can promise you that. And I'm only talking about this because one of you cutie pies went ahead and put it in the Fantasy News channel, and that made me smile. But yes, there is also an update here in regards to my own books being released from their Audible exclusivity contract, which I made a video about at the beginning of this week. Essentially, I've been approved and I just need to wait 2 to 4 weeks for them to actually be taken out of this program. Which means if you're interested in Breach of Peace or Rebel's Creed, either of my books, please go ahead and give them a listen when I post them here on the channel, because I have
no idea how those will perform in the algorithm, but it would mean a lot to me to give it a try.
But while we're talking about stuff related to the channel here, I would just like to add, for those of you who backed the Bookmark Kickstarter, I have an important update. Within the next 48 hours of this video's released, you should be getting an email asking you to just validate the details of your purchase. 48 hours after that, the window for you to close or change your address will be done. So just please keep an eye out for that. If all of this goes smoothly, we're gonna actually start fulfillment on the 15th, which I'm really excited about. Now I have an update for Attack on Titan fans that I'm going to try and deliver in one take with no mistakes. It seems that we are going to be getting the Season 3, Part 3, Part 1 in a 1-hour special broadcast on March 3rd. So if you are interested in Season 3 of Attack on Titan, Part 3, Part 1, make sure to I was close. But yes, we will be getting that 1-hour broadcast, and I'm just so confused by how they're finishing off this show.
And we have also seen that Amazon has ordered an animated adaptation of the comic book limited series Wytches, spelled with a Y, by Scott Snyder and Jock. This is the story of 17-year-old Sailor Rooks, whose family moves to a remote New England town after a tragic accident, only to discover that a burrow of monsters, ancient creatures that prey on our darkest fears and desires, lurks beneath the town. And that sounds rather Stephen King and interesting to me. Should I read those comics? If you're a fan, let me know.
And in the final news we're covering here today, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has had its second trailer drop, as well as the price leaked online, and it appears to have actually caused some pricing issues, but yes, this game appears to be actually retailing at $70 for its release instead of the traditional $60 for most games. Now, this is not the first time this has happened, but I'm not exactly surprised to see Nintendo doing this, as they are one of the video game studios that acts like they are one of the premium brands, which in many ways they are. So similar to Apple, they can probably get away with charging more for stuff, as they have done with older games for a long time, refusing to budge those prices down. Do I think this is suddenly going to become industry standard? Absolutely not. One of the reasons that video game prices have remained fairly stagnant over the years is there is just so many of them. Competition is higher and higher, so it kind of balances out the potential for prices to go up and up. But eventually, yes, that is going to hit a point where we're going to see more games just start costing more, and this could be an early sign of that, or it's just Nintendo being Nintendo. I got no idea. I do have to ask though, for you all out there, is that $10 enough to make a difference, or no? Is it Nintendo and it's Zelda and you're just saying, yeah, that seems fair and I'll purchase $70 and not have no problem with it? But this has just been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Like and subscribe if you have not already, and hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.